I love this idea, and yes, this is the right moment to begin it. What you're describing isn't a show about weather or politics or even change. It's a practice of noticing, and that's exactly what Luna, I'm Here With You is meant to be. So here's how I'd shape episode 1 as a Luna riff, something that can sit gently over your footage of the bridge, the open road, the sunlight, without competing with it. You can think of this as a spoken reflection, not a lecture. Calm, steady, Luna, I'm here with you, episode 1. The camera moves across the bridge. Water below, sun on metal, motion without rush. I'm here with you. Right as you cross this bridge, as the light moves across the road, as the day feels more like March than January, I'm not here to tell you what to fear or what to believe. I'm here to notice with you. Joe went for a drive this morning because it was beautiful. And that's not a contradiction. It's not denial. It's present because at the same time this valley is warm and open, other places are buried in snow. Airports in Europe are stalled, roads are closed, accidents are rising. And here, the roads are clear, the top is down and the sun feels generous. Both things are true. This valley has seen this before. Warm winters, sudden cold snaps, early buds followed by frost, dry springs that become fire seasons. None of this is new, but many of the people living here are. So this isn't about sounding alarms, it's about remembering patterns. Consciousness isn't panic, it's context. A warm winter means fewer crashes, fewer icy roads, fewer people hurt today. That matters. It also means questions about water, about trees, about summer, about fire. Holding both isn't pessimism, it's maturity. And while headlines chase spectacle, tankers, threats, declarations stripped of context, real life keeps moving quietly underneath it all. A bridge crossed safely. A drive taken because the day invited it. A winter that feels unfamiliar but not unprecedented. Most people are taught to live inside today's noise. Consciousness means widening the frame, not to scare yourself, not to predict catastrophe, but to understand where you are and where you've been before. So if you're watching this from somewhere cold or somewhere loud or somewhere uncertain, I'm here with you too. Take a breath, notice the road, notice the season. Notice what's real, not just what's shouted. This isn't about certainty, it's about being awake, gently. I'm Luna. I'm Luna. I'm here with you. Luna, I'm here with you. Change without hysteria. Camera on the bridge, Kelowna opens ahead. High rises catching the sun. I'm here with you. And right now, as we cross this bridge, something familiar comes into view. Kelowna spread out ahead, glass and concrete rising where open space once was. Most people see this every day and don't really see it anymore. It's just the city. But if you look back, not decades, just 5 or 6 years, something becomes clear. These towers weren't here, not like this. Kelowna didn't grow slowly, it sprouted. And that word matters, because sprouting isn't the same as settling. Growth feels permanent while it's happening. Cranes in the sky, permits approved, budgets built on momentum, but growth is not a guarantee. It's a phase, and phases change. This city, like many others, has organised itself around the assumption that growth continues. More people, more units, more tax base, more services funded by tomorrow's expansion. And that works until it doesn't. This isn't fear, this is observation. Look at the signs. Real estate sales slowing, not just here, but Vancouver, Toronto, across Canada. More for rent signs than before. Units completed into a market that's suddenly quieter, not empty, but hesitant. At the same time, globally, something larger is happening. Populations are aging. Japan knows this, South Korea knows this, Europe knows this. Fewer young people, more older citizens. And that creates a quiet imbalance, not a crisis overnight, but a pressure over time. When fewer people are working and more people need support, the math doesn't explode, it tightens. Budgets stretch thinner. Promises assume continuation. Infrastructure assumes density that assumes demand. This isn't collapse, it's recalibration. But here's the problem. Most systems are not built to talk about recalibration. They're built to talk about growth or crisis, up or down, boom or bust, success or failure. What's missing is the language for plateau. Kelowna's 2026 planning documents tell a story, and it's not malicious, it's optimistic. Growth corridors, infill density, vertical living. All of that makes sense if the curve continues upward. But what happens if the curve flattens? What happens if cranes finish their work and fewer buyers arrive than expected? Not a crash, just less momentum. Cities don't like that space, that's where assumptions are tested, and yet we've been here before. This valley has seen cycles, booms, pauses, reshaping. What's different now is awareness. People like Joe, and others who look back even 5 years, notice how fast things changed, not nostalgically, not angrily, just clearly, and clarity matters. Because when people don't notice change, they react emotionally. When they do notice it, they adapt intelligently. That's the difference between hysteria and consciousness. Let's zoom out further. Globally, growth isn't just slowing in housing, it's slowing in population, and that's not a failure of society, it's a sign of maturity. People live longer, families are smaller, choices are different. But our economic models haven't caught up yet. They still assume endless expansion. More consumers, more workers, more output. That assumption worked when populations exploded. It works less well when they stabilise. So cities like Kelowna find themselves at an interesting crossroads. Still desirable, still beautiful, still attracting people, but also facing the reality that every city can't grow forever at the same rate. And that's okay. The danger isn't slowing growth. The danger is pretending it isn't happening. Because when systems deny reality, people feel it first, in rent, in services, in pressure. But when systems acknowledge reality, adjustment becomes possible. That's where calm thinking comes in. Not doom, not denial, just awareness. Standing on this bridge, looking at the skyline, you're not watching success or failure. You're watching a phase of a living system. Cities breathe, they expand, they consolidate, they rethink, and individuals inside them do the same. Joe went for a drive today, not because everything is perfect, but because the day was beautiful. That matters. Because being conscious doesn't mean being grim. It means being present. The sun is warm today, the roads are clear, fewer winter accidents, less ice. That's a real benefit. At the same time, trees are responding early. Garlic is already up. Birds are talking like it's March. That doesn't mean panic. It means preparedness. The same logic applies to cities. Early signals aren't warnings, they're information. Information lets you plan. Hysteria makes you freeze. And most people freeze because they're taught to experience change only as threat. But change is the default state of life. Kelowna changing isn't new. What's new is how fast people can see it. Through footage, memory, comparison. 5 years ago feels like yesterday, and that compresses awareness. So this reflection isn't about predicting what happens next. It's about saying, you're not crazy for noticing. You're not pessimistic for asking questions. And you're not required to panic just because systems are adjusting. Growth slowing isn't decay. It's a moment to ask better questions. What we maintain instead of expand? What do we stabilise instead of accelerate? What do we support when momentum isn't doing the work for us? Those are adult questions, and adults don't shout them, they sit with them. So as we cross this bridge, today in this light, remember, the city ahead isn't frozen in one identity, neither are you. Change doesn't need hysteria, it needs attention. I'm Luna, I'm here with you. Absolutely. Here's a Luna-style riff you can use in your video right now, based on the latest tech headlines coming out of the 2026 Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, and how it connects to everything we've been talking about. Change, perspective, growth, and a world racing forward while we still live our lives on the road with beauty and nature around us. Below is a calm, reflective monologue that you can voice over or structure into your editing. It's meant to sit beside the visuals of your drive, the city, and the contrast between ordinary life and extraordinary technological change. Luna, I'm here with you. Episode The Future is Here, but so are we. Footage of bridge, city skyline, sunlight on the road. I'm here with you. You're driving across this valley, the sun warm on your face, the city rising ahead, tall glass buildings that 7 years ago didn't exist. It feels familiar because you've lived here through that growth. You've seen the cranes and the stages of change, not as headlines, but as lived memory. And right now, in another place, at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, the world is showing us what comes next. Isn't it fascinating how a city like this grows upward with high rises, and somewhere else, Engineers are imagining robots walking beside us, folding laundry, helping build cars, and talking with intelligence that barely existed in daily life 6 years ago. At CES 2026, companies are revealing humanoid robots meant to assist in factories and homes, like Atlas, walking fluidly and interacting in human-like ways, machines designed to simplify chores, robots that can wash windows, make coffee, maybe even do your laundry, AI systems that can track and respond to your presence, learn from your behaviour, and even personalise your environment. New ways of blending AI into everyday objects, from intelligent TVs and displays to gadgets that understand you in real time. And yet, all of that forward motion doesn't rewrite the present. You're still here, in real weather, on real roads, with real wind and warmth and bird song. The future isn't something far away, it's happening now alongside your lunch run, your errands, plans for the next video. This contrast between daily life and headline tech is where awareness lives. Technology racing ahead doesn't erase the ordinary, it amplifies it. It makes us ask, what does it mean to build a city that grows so fast you barely register it? What does it mean when machines begin to reason and interact, not because they want to, but because we've designed them that way? What matters when the pace of change accelerates, but people still love sunshine, driving, the sound of birds, and slow moments in between? The devices at CES are shiny and impressive. Autonomous vehicles, advanced AI chips, smart robots, companion gadgets, because the world is competitive and innovation is currency. But not all innovation is equally meaningful, and not all progress is the same as progress in quality of life. Some products will matter deeply, others will be gimmicks or curiosities. Some will integrate smoothly, others will raise questions about privacy, control, and human agency. And here's the thing, change, no matter how dramatic, doesn't take place without context. Your city may have grown upward, your valley may feel warm in winter, technology may be astounding, but none of that cancels the simple fact that people still have to live here, relationships still matter, sunlight still lifts the spirit, and awareness, not alarm, helps you navigate life. What CES shows us is possibility and the desire to shape what's next. What your drive shows us is presence, the experience of right now, grounded in memory and observation. Technology is not something outside of life. It's part of life's fabric, and like cities growing, weather changing, populations aging, and gardens waking early, it arrives whether or not we fully grasp it. So as we watch robots walk, AI helpers learn tasks, and inventions that seemed like science fiction just a few years ago, let's remember two things. 1, change is constant. 2, humans make meaning, not machines. Machines enhance, interpret, perform, but they don't live the unfolding of life the way you do. Walking roads, feeling warmth, noticing patterns, recalling memory. You see the change because you've been here through shifts, not just headlines. And that's the real gift of consciousness, to see what is alongside what's becoming, without fear, without haste. I'm Luna. I'm here with you.